Right, okay, so today I'm going to show you what is in my camera bag. Now, being a men's lifestyle blogger, influencer, content creator, whatever you want to call it, it is so important to make sure that the content you're producing is the highest possible content quality that it can be. Now, I'm not a trained photographer, videographer or anything like that, but I know that the kit you use is extremely important. But not only that, it's about learning to use the kit to its full potential. Now, it's hard work, but it's definitely worth it. And today I thought I'd just show you what's in my camera bag. And if you have any questions on what I use or how I shoot, then comment below and I'll gladly share that with you. But today I'm just going to show you what I use basically. So first off is the actual camera bag itself, which is this Manfrotto bag. What I love about it is, well, one, the design is fantastic. It's a really cool design, leather straps, but the functionality is also fantastic. One, it's a backpack style, so it supports your back. I don't like the ones that are on the side because they just bang about everywhere. It protects your kit. There's a lot of padding inside, and also there's a lot of zip compartments for your small items such as SD cards. And then also you've got two main compartments, one at the top and one at the bottom. Just put that aside for now. What I'm using to shoot on are soft lights. So I've got one soft light here. Normally I would have two, one on the left, one on the right. But today I've got, it's not bad lighting, but I've got the window here, which is giving me a little bit of light from this side, on my left-hand side. And then I have the soft light here on my right. But normally I would have two. These are pretty inexpensive pieces of kit. You can get them in pairs on something like Amazon. Now, the tripod's really important to make sure you have a decent tripod. Mine's from Manfrotto. Get one that's very sturdy, because the other day I was out and about and a friend of mine was filming, doing some running, and he had a really unstable tripod, and basically he was filming on an iPad and the wind just caught it, smashed on the floor. Yeah, I mean, it ruined the day, to be honest. So really important to invest in a good tripod. But without further ado, let's move on to what's in my bag. Okay, so first thing out of my bag is just this pouch. It's just got a lot of things like a lens glare reduction kit, a lot of extra lens caps, etc. Nothing too exciting in there. This here is my old camera actually. It's the Olympus Pen EPL7. I've got two lenses. I've got the pancake lens here, but I've also got the 1.8 45mm lens. Now this is really good for portrait shots and any product shots where you want to blur the background. But the best thing about having this camera is it's my backup camera now, because the Sony A7S is so good and it's taken over the quality of this in my eyes. But it is a great camera to still have because it's easy to transport around. It's smaller than Sony, but most importantly, when you're taking photos in London, for example, you look like a tourist for these, so you can just take photos absolutely fine. Whereas if you go out and you're taking photos with your professional camera, then sometimes you can be told that you can't film in places or you can't photograph places. So this is a really good camera to have for those situations. Now let's put it down there. Okay, the next is my drone. This is the DJI Mavic Pro drone. I'll show you quickly. Let's just take out how small it actually is. It's very transportable. Let's just take this out, put that back in. Okay, yeah, as I said, it's extremely transportable. That's what it opens up to. So it's a very small drone, really easy to use, and you've got protection here, so it's great to travel with. I also have two battery packs with the drone. They're in here somewhere. I would actually probably have more than that if I could afford it. Probably maybe 3 or 4, because the battery life on the DJI Mavic Pro lasts about 20 minutes. And when you have the drone in the air, you have to set up the color, you have to set up the ISO, exposure, shutter speed, all of that sort of stuff. So it's really good to have as much battery life as possible with the drone. Now, other than that, obviously I have the chargers to my camera. That goes without saying, right? Okay, then I have my little Rode kit. Now this is for my lapel mic. What I've got, this is a Rode lapel mic, and it's really good for like outdoor filming. So I have a wind protection on it, and it just clips onto your clothing. As well as that, in here I've got a lot of SD cards that I use for backup. With this lapel mic, I'll plug this into my Zoom recorder, and what that would do is I can record sound, a very crisp quality sound, with the Rode lapel mic to the Zoom recorder, so it records directly to a micro SD card inside. What I would then do is I will sync it up with a video from my camera. To do that, sometimes I would, before I record, I would do a clap, so then you have that as a reference point to sync up your video and your sound. Or there is an app that does it. There's a piece of software, it's called Pluralize. I'll put the link below. It's chargeable. I don't particularly use it myself, but it's really handy if you've got, say, one source of video and then you might have multiple people speaking. So you may have, say, 3 of these Zoom mics and you want to synchronize all of the sound against the video, and that automatically does it all, and it will save you a hell of a lot of time. Okay, let's put that down there. Then I have this Calumet transportable light, which has a couple of different filters on it. There we go. Exceptional for a travel light, because the soft lights have a stand and everything, so they're really hard to transport around. Then I have this, it's just a USB to car adapter, because you never know when you need to charge and there's not a USB port around. And then finally, I just have a couple of things to look after your skin and make sure that your skin's not too shiny. Some oil sheets and some matte skin primer. It just makes your skin a bit less oily, a bit less shiny for camera, really. So I'm going to switch over right now to my Olympus pen. Right, so onto my primary camera. This is my baby, really. I mean, I absolutely love it. It's the SONY A7S II, and I'm using the Zeiss E-mount lens, and it's a f-stop 4, and the range is 16 to 35mm lens. It's a really good all-round lens. It's good for videos, good for stills. I would say my Instagram, I love architecture, I love buildings, so when I'm being shot outdoors, I love to get the image of the person or the outfit in focus, but I also like to focus as well on the scene behind and get as much detail in that as well. So this lens is absolutely incredible for that. Now I am going to buy a 1.8 or 1.4 f-stop lens, probably like a 50 or 55mm lens. Again, the Sony Zeiss lens, but I think they probably retail at around 1,000 to 1,500, so it's quite an investment to get that. So at the moment, for those sort of shots, I'm using my Olympus pen. Right, that's one of the things that I've bought also with this camera, and I think is probably one of the best things, because the battery life is quite short, especially if you're filming 100 frames a second, 4K, it can drain pretty quickly. Now this is what you need. One, it makes the camera much easier to hold and take photos, because without it I find it's quite unstable in the hand, and also it feels quite top heavy, whereas with this it gives a bit more stabilisation to your shot because it's easier to hold. You've got a bottom handle and a side handle here, and it just easily clips on. But not only that, it allows you to have 2 batteries. So like I said, the battery life's not great, so in here you have both batteries, and the software seamlessly switches from one that could be dead to the next one, and it won't turn your camera off. It'll be seamless video recording. Okay, I'm not going to go through too many settings on this, just a couple of settings. I'm going to leave it for another video to show you how I've set up my Sony A7S II. Now if you go into the menu, the first one is make sure your image size is large, and I'm actually filming in photographing in RAW and JPEG, and I've made sure that the file format is 4K. I'm filming 100 frames per second, and then the other main thing for me is the picture profile. At the moment I've got it as off because that's the easiest to shoot in. Your colours will be pretty vibrant, but if I have a lot of time in post-production that I want to colour correct the image and try and make it as natural and as perfect as possible, I would actually change the picture profile to be the gamma needs to be S-Log2, and I would say the color mode is S-Gamut, or another one as well. What is it? The Cinema or Cine, but I've got it as Gamut 3 Cine. And what you'll find is that actually creates in the viewfinder and the image here. What you'll find is that actually creates quite a grainy or cloudy image. But once you get it onto Photoshop, then you can do all the color correction then. So it takes a bit more time, but the image will be better for it. Okay, so my next tip for this camera would be to put the creative style to clear. Now for me, I really like my photos to be quite crisp and crystal clear. The sharpness is quite sharp, so by putting the creative style to clear, you'll get a little bit more of that from the software in the camera. Yeah, so that's just a couple of settings. As I said, I'm going to review this at a later date. Yeah, so that is what's in my camera bag. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, if you have any questions on any of the kit that I use, then just put it below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, well thanks for joining me today, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Right, till next time, see you later.